The endless side quest is now complete. Jey Uso finished his side story and beat the When the Bell Rings allegations. This is Wrestling with the Homies, and today we are talking Monday Night Raw. Now, y'all know who I be. Still same OG. It's your boy Qwan. And can I get a yeet? Yeet? What's the deal? Y'all know who I'm with. I'm always with the same person. My BFF, Cooley, the coolest man in the world.
The coolest.
He's wearing pink today, but he'll tell you that it's salmon.
Hey, it is salmon. It ain't the pink Cameron wore, back in the 2000s.
Oh, no, dog. It's looking a little pink to me.
Is it Mean? Nah, Mean Girls Day is next week.
What's next week?
Mean Girls Day, I think,
What
October.
is that?
You never seen the movie Mean Girls?
Oh, my God. E, you hear this, man?
I'm not even supposed to be talking this episode. Look, I said I'm not supposed to talk right now. But Cooley is out of line.
Out of pocket.
Did you see how he tried to back it? He's like, oh.
Yeah, he was like, I'm like, wait, what's next week? He gets silent. He just sits.
I'm a grown
October
man.
3rd, man.
I have no idea what that is.
So what is Mean Girls Day? Like the movie came out that day, so we celebrate it. Like
that's so cute,
hey, man. In the movie they say Wednesdays we wear pink or whatever.
Oh my God,
there's a
it
Mean
gets
Girls
worse.
Day. October, I believe it's October 3rd. Is the day,
bro.
Whatever. Let's talk about some wrestling.
He said no, none of that, none of the Mean Girls Day. Let's just start yeeting. You know what I'm saying? Can I get a yeet?
Woo!
I cannot believe Jey Uso is Intercontinental Champion. Let's start there before we even get into anything. What? He won?
Wild. Like I thought this was gonna go on forever, like the LA Knight thing. Like this is crazy.
Right? He's just chasing around the title that he won it. He got it. He got it. Look. We'll get all into that, but first I need y'all to do me a favor at home. I need y'all to do me one big favor. Please, please, please. Hit the like button. Do it. And subscribe if you're not already, because why are you watching our channel if you're not subscribed? That's weird. You a stalker. Stop stalking me. I don't like being stalked.
You a victim.
I like to know who's following me. I like to know who's watching, you dig?
Yeah, man.
But Cooley, before we get into that insane episode of Raw, which we will have a guest joining us, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about Vince McMeasy and his freaky frog ways.
Oh, man.
Apparently, he's trying to get this Netflix film, this documentary, cut short. He's trying to stop it 2 days before it premieres. Do you buy into this, or is this all just press for the release of the documentary?
Listen, man, I said it. I said they about to take him down, man.
I don't believe it.
I can't say it's press because we always gonna tune in regardless. Like we all want to know, what's gonna go on with McMahon. So I don't think it's press. I think it's the real deal, man. They about to flame him up. I'm sorry. But
2 days before it releases, he decides to do this. Like, come on. We know if Vince McMahon was a part of recording it, he's seen it like a while ago, dog. This ain't the first time that he's seen it. So you mean to tell me 2 days before, now all of a sudden he wants to write a letter and try to get it stopped? He tried to buy it, apparently. This is cap, bro. I don't believe none of it. It's cap. It's cap.
This is post TKO Vince. He ain't got the juice like that. He ain't got the juice no more, man. Like, he didn't see nothing until now. He ain't got the juice no more. This ain't the past Vince, bro, when he seen it like as soon as the interview was over with.
Right.
Like, nah, he ain't seen nothing till now. So I believe it. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. But it would be right up his alley because Vince McMahon is always trying to throw money at his problems, and this is a problem that you can't throw money at, Vince. They got you. They got him. Like Queen's Flip always saying on the Buddy podcast. They got him. We got him.
Sheesh.
But anyway, what's up with you, bro? Why is it so cold in LA right now? I don't like this. I hate this.
LA is on this bipolar tip right now, and I am confused because normally it's hot all of September.
Right.
It's hot. So I don't know, man. This heat stuff is crazy. The sun not even out on my end, man. It's
bro,
nasty.
Over
nasty
here,
right
it's
now.
gloomy outside. It looks like it's about to rain. I'm confused. I got a cardigan on. It's furry. I'm trying to get warm in here. We got a special guest. I know he's in. I believe he's in New York. He's in New York. It's James from Ruthless Talk. He's going to be joining us for our Talk Some Raw segment. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm a wild man when it comes to these Talk Some Raw, so hopefully I don't say anything too out of pocket.
Hey, man, you're going to have to just vibe with it, man. You know, we're going to see.
But shout out to Ruthless Talk, man. If y'all haven't tapped in with them, y'all need to go check their channel out. But Cooley. We were getting a lot of comments on our last video, and it's kind of funny because we were criticizing Rikishi, right? Because Rikishi thinks that Jacob Fatu is being pushed way too fast, apparently. You'll be surprised, bro. A lot of people seem to agree with Rikishi. They said they're doing too much for Jacob Fatu too soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
so one of the points that somebody made was if Jacob Fatu already gets matches with Cody Rhodes, where do we go from there? Like, where is there to go from the world champion? And like, I kind of got a point, right?
Yeah, that's the it guy right now. So are we going down? Are we moving backwards like Tenet, or what's going on?
But I mean, like, Cody Rhodes ain't the be all end all. After a Cody Rhodes feud, we still got a Roman Reigns feud. We got a possible Solo Sikoa feud. We can put him against anybody else in that bloodline family. So Jey Uso, Jimmy. There's a lot of stuff we can do with Jacob Fatu, man. Like, Cody Rhodes ain't the be all end all. Okay.
I mean, I think they think that, you know, everything is going fast because he's already at the top storylines, and
so.
You know, but there's another bloodline member that's coming, but he got signed to NXT.
Bro, yeah, ain't nobody trying to see Hikuleo. Bro, Hikuleo. Okay, all due respect to Hikuleo. I love Hikuleo. Long, luscious, beautiful hair. Shout out to him. He trash.
Dang.
I'm just kidding. But he's not that entertaining, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. He's going to NXT for a reason. If that's the direction that they're actually going in, it's for a reason, bro. He not ready. Ain't nobody trying to see Hikuleo versus Roman Reigns or Hikuleo versus Cody. Come on, man.
Well, I guess
send
that's
that boy to NXT.
Zilla going to AEW, so, you know.
Zilla's not going anywhere. That man is pulling out of booking dates and rubbing everybody the wrong way. Yo, get it together, Zilla. Because I like you. I like Zilla a lot. But if he keep up what he's doing, I don't know how long this wrestling career is going to be.
Yeah,
man. You gotta fulfill your contractual obligations, bro.
Bro, moving like Kevin Lyles. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means.
What? Yo, Cooley is on one today.
Man,
clearly on one.
You hear him?
He said he's moving like Kevin Lyles. Like,
I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's the guest. He's turning up. Like he's like, oh, word.
You gotta keep
We're
it
gonna
up.
bring in the third person. I got something for that.
Yeah,
right. Right. Our guest is probably watching this like, what the hell did I sign up for? We are insane on this podcast. We do daily wrestling talk, and sometimes it gets unhinged. I couldn't even get my words out. That's how unhinged it gets, okay? I'm just letting you know.
Ooh, so
yeet. We got to stop the yeet. Stop the yeet movement. That's a new shirt right there. Stop the yeet. No more yeets, yo. Come on, man. What we doing? WWE, what we doing? Yeet? Yeet.
Shout out to Jimmy, man. No yeet.
Right. Anyway, you ready to get into this hashtag Talk Some Raw?
Let's get into it, man.
All right, before I do that, let me introduce to the world our special guest from Ruthless Talk, our boy, friend of the show. He is the homie, James Porcelli. What's the deal?
What's happening? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
What's happening, fellas? How are you?
I mean, we just trolling as usual.
Right.
So do us a favor. Introduce the world to who you are, your channel, so they can go follow you.
Of course. Well, for you beautiful people that are listening to this, hi guys. My name is James Porcelli. I am the host of the Ruthless Talk podcast. You guys can go check us out on Ruthless Talk. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We're very close to 300 subscribers on YouTube, as well as, again, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Both of those social medias are Ruthless_Talk. We're very close to 2,000 followers, so if you guys love professional wrestling as just as I do, definitely go check out our platform. And yeah, of course, as well as my co-host Brian. Shout out to my co-host Brian, who's one half of Ruthless Talk. But yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I'm looking forward to being on your show.
No, absolutely, and thank you for being on our show, man. I've done you guys' show a couple times. It was always a fun experience, so I'm glad to have you over here.
No, of course, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate you. And James, for 1 sec, can you pull your camera down a little bit? Just a little bit. We want to see your face, man. You know. Yeah. Let's go.
There we go.
Yes, indeed. We here.
So James, it's been a thing on this podcast recently. Me and Cooley have been starting to realize that we are the old heads. We are the old guys on the stoop yelling at the clouds. Right. So to make Cooley feel a little bit older, do us a favor, bro. How old are you again, James?
I am 27 years old.
We are the old heads. This is a young man. What was your first experience with wrestling? I remember we talked about this at a time before this, but what was your first memory in wrestling?
Man, so I would have to go back. This was like 2005. This was like the prime of like the Ruthless Aggression era. I'm talking Undertaker. Undertaker was probably the very first character that I came across. I always tell people this all the time. One of the my first two feuds that I remember watching as a wrestling fan. One was Undertaker, Randy Orton. This was like Legend Killer Orton, like up in that era. Right. And then Edge and John Cena. You know, when John Cena and Edge had their rivalry, you know, getting tossed in the Long Island Sound. So definitely 2005. But Undertaker... and I remember like going to a summer camp when I was living in Long Island at the time, and one of my friends who I still talk to this day, and he had like groups of action figures. I'm like, what are those? Are those like superheroes? Like, what are those? Like, no, those are wrestlers. I'm like, the wrestlers, like a pro wrestler? Like, yeah. It's like, and he tells me about SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown. There's a show tonight. You should go watch it. I'm like, all right, cool. And the very first person I watched was The Undertaker, and just like the aura of his character, and I was just immediately drawn to his character. Right. I'm like, whoa, like this is different. This is really different. Yeah. And I think that's why for me too, growing up as a wrestling fan, which is why I became such a big fan of Bray Wyatt. Just that supernatural type of character, and Undertaker was a big part of that. And again, his feud with Orton, just the mind games in that feud and everything, and even with Cena and Edge and Randy Orton, probably those two were probably the bulk of my fandom in the Ruthless Aggression era. And yeah, just been a fan ever since.
Well, that's super dope. But thank you for making us feel even older, because
man, that's crazy.
Right. Because the Ruthless Aggression era, by the time we got there, I had already been watching for like 7 or 8 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, I started 98, 99, man. And one of my first characters was Kane.
We are the old heads, man. Yeah. It's hard to accept this, but you know, it kind of just is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, James, we do this segment on this show called #Talk Some Raw. I don't know if you've seen this segment before, but it's a little unhinged. It's a recap of the show, but it's also a roast. So I kind of make fun of the show. So if I say something out of pocket, something that's insane, hey, just run with it, okay?
I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Let's #Talk Some Raw. It's Monday. You know what that means? Nobody's watching wrestling because football is on. It's time to recap Monday Night Raw. Dirty Dom and Liv kicked off the show, and Dom's mustache was looking extra beefy this week. That thing thicker than the NXT women's locker room. Unfortunately, Dom and his Dennis Graham mustache will be locked in the shark cage at Bad Blood. Our favorite stand-up comedian, Sami Zayn, had a banger with one of the coffee-serving aliens from Men in Black, but Gunther still refuses to give that man a title shot. Dragon Lee picked up a W over Carlito in a match that did absolutely nothing for anybody involved. I've never seen someone who wanted a job less than Carlito. He clearly hates it here. That brother wrestles like he's just trying to get it over with at this point. And I'm begging Triple H, please, please, please keep Rey Fenix and Penta far, far away from LWO. I know you want to do it, but don't. Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman beat down a bunch of Paul Blart Mall cops. You mean to tell me 30 security guards couldn't take down 2 men? Craig and Day did a better job than that. Drew McIntyre screamed into the hard cam, and Pete Dunne tried to kill Sheamus backstage. What does Adam Pearce even do at this point? Control your goddamn roster, bruh. He just letting them do whatever they want. Who does he think he is? Tony Khan? The New Day wrestled 2 clearance rack Kurt Angles, and in our main event, the Yeet King himself attempted to finish his side quest and finally win singles gold. And he did. Wait, what? Jey Uso beat Braun Breaker in his terrible spray tan to put an end to a side quest that we all thought was impossible. Pretty hot episode of Raw this week. We got a few bangers and a title change. Congrats to Jey Uso. 1 pack for 100. Now, James, I want to start with you. On a scale of 1 to WTF, how surprised are you that Jey Uso actually finished his side quest and won a singles title?
WTF. Man, I have many mixed emotions about this in regards to this title change, right? I mean, I think for me, this was a very interesting matchup from the jump, right? You have Jey Uso, who lately has been in like multiple areas at once. He's like, eventually he's going to be with the Bloodline at some point, hopefully for War Games, we assume, right? Now he's got this situation with the Judgment Day, and now here he is with Braun Breaker. So yeah, I mean, look, I understand too, and I've many mixed feelings about this, but I'll say this: number one, and first of all, hopefully Rikishi is satisfied. So I don't know what he thinks about all this. I know that dude has been on blast with Triple H and his booking as of late. So that's number one. But look, congrats to Jey Uso. And here's the thing too. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like the "You deserve it" chant. This is really random, but like the "You deserve it" chant that I freaking hear. Excuse my language.
I hate it.
I hate the chant so much. I really do because bro, like I hear every single superstar that wins a championship, they get that chant, and it's just like that chant doesn't have any prestige anymore. It doesn't feel like as special. But with Jey Uso, it's somewhat justified because he has been there for 14 plus years.
Yeah.
And for the moment that it was, I do think that the moment was definitely abrupt because like just not even 60 seconds to 90 seconds, like the show just goes off the air. But for Braun Breaker's sake, right? I just don't know how good of booking it is for, yes, I understand we talk about title changes, and there's been many title changes to where people have only hold on to the title for a week, 2 weeks, a month, maybe 2 months, right? For Braun Breaker, who's only been here for not even maybe 6 months, and I get it. Is he going to be fine in the long run? Absolutely. He'll be fine. The company has proven that. But the fact that he's still so new to the main roster, I don't know how good this truly makes Braun Breaker look. I don't, because he's still, like I said, he's still very new to the main roster, and people are still trying to figure out what a Braun Breaker even is. And who knows? And again, it depends. And I'm guessing, and here's what's really going to baffle me, guys, and I'll end it with this. If Braun Breaker wins back this championship in probably 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm like, then why take the title off of Braun Breaker to begin with? Why?
Right.
Just to give Jey Uso a moment? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. And you could argue because of how over Jey Uso is, right? I mean, he's the top seller in merchandise. People love his entrance, and good for him. The dude has gotten organically over as a singles competitor. Like, it truly is. I truly feel like his best work is with his brother Jimmy as a tag team, because I just think his shtick as well as his in-ring wrestling fits better with that. But for Braun, it's especially with the spear too. The fact that his finisher is a spear. Now he gets beat by the spear. Right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. As well as like, I wish they could have done this at a bigger stage instead of just on a Monday Night Raw.
On a random Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got some thoughts on why that happened. So hear me out. WWE Raw right now is getting their asses handed to them by the NFL. We saw the ratings for the past couple weeks. It's been bad. It's been real bad. How do you counter-program the NFL? With title changes. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if people are going to actually tune in now because Jey Uso, of all people, won the Intercontinental title. But it's something to talk about at least, because if Braun Breaker won that match, we're not really talking about it. We're just like, all right, thing that we expected to happen happened. Yeah. And now next Monday we're watching football again. But at least now WWE has a little bit of buzz. Long-term wise, who knows what it'll do for Jey Uso or Braun Breaker. I don't know if it was the right decision, but... So, Cooley, same question. On a scale of 1 to WTF, how shocked are you that the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso, is our new Intercontinental Champion?
WTF, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's finally here. But let me reveal my age. I am happy that this was an unpredictable win because we haven't had an unpredictable title change for a non-PLE in so long. The last one I can remember is probably
the women's tag titles or something like
Daniel Bryan on SmackDown versus AJ Styles when he turned heel. That's like the last thing I can remember. But I do like that feeling of title changes on on a random night. But definitely surprised, man. I believe Rikishi is satisfied because I don't know if you guys saw
the tweet.
You saw the tweet when he said, go celebrate with mommy. I'm like, did he just play us? Like,
he's been trolling this whole time. Rikishi, I told you I'm on to you.
What is going on? Game. Yeah, but definitely surprised, man. But congrats to Jey Uso, man. I guess he deserves it. He's been in the company, like James said, 14 plus years. But dang, Braun only had it for 51 days. He's only had it for 51 days.
Let's just be honest here, bro. Let's kill the whole "you deserve it" thing. I'm kind of with James on this one. Why does Jey Uso deserve a championship? Why? Because he's over? Because he's already a Hall of Famer. The Usos are our first ballot Hall of Famer. They're arguably the greatest tag team of all time. That's a great WWE career to me. So we don't have to give him a title right now, a singles title. He don't deserve it. He won it, and cool, shout out to him. But like, wrestling ain't about what you deserve. Like, what are we doing?
But also, this is another thing of Triple H catering to his fans. We've seen it with the Cody Rhodes. It's the same thing, Triple
What
H.
What did I call him? A habitual fan listener.
Yeah, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that there has been a lot of maybe backlash from fans of not giving Jey Uso, because he's been in a lot of big marquee matchups, and you name him Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, but yet he never gets the job done. And I know I'm sure he's got a lot of that backlash from fans. So I don't know if, Triple H, being Papa H, right? I don't know, just trying to, please the fans and trying to, I guess, salvage that to finally give him this moment. But yeah, because again, who knows how long he's even going to hold on to this title? Because obviously I'm sure there's going to be a rematch. Maybe at Bad Blood, I don't know. Who knows? But if it's just to give Braun Breaker the title back, then what's the point? I don't understand it at all. Because it's not benefiting Braun Breaker's momentum
at all.
Because you've built him up at least ever since he's won this title. Now, do I feel like that Braun Breaker should be holding on to a championship right now? No, because of how new he is to the main roster right now. But the fact it's that WWE has already put him on this pedestal, has already given him this rocket, you have to run with it now. Like, you can't stop now. And if you have to sacrifice Jey Uso having to take another L, then so be it. But they made that decision, and it is what it is, I guess.
Right, and that's what I really wonder, coming out of all this, how does it affect Braun Breaker in the fans' eyes? Because Braun Breaker, at this point, they've booked him as someone who's unbeatable. Now, granted, he did lose to Sami Zayn, but they booked him as someone that was unbeatable, and then he goes in there and loses clean to Jey Uso on the Monday Night Raw. So he's kind of looking shaky to us now. Like, I don't know. Now, obviously, it's wrestling, so he can get his momentum back just like that. All we need to do is book him to dominate someone, and boom, he's right back at the top. But I don't know if cutting his run short just to get a moment on a Monday Night Raw that goes against football was the right move. But we'll see. We'll see,
man. I can't picture him even holding this title before until the year is up, because they had to incorporate him back into the Bloodline story eventually.
Right. Yeah. Can he have the title while he's with the Bloodline? Like, it would be like, okay, he's the Intercontinental Champion, but he's on SmackDown with Roman Reigns. Huh?
Bro, this brand split, can I say something about this brand split, bro? They need to get rid of it. It's been a huge detriment for this since it's been a thing, bro. Like, it's doing nothing but tarnish the consistency of these stories, bro. Like, I still like Randy Orton, for example, man. They had this dude just randomly show up on Raw because, oh, that's right, we botched the King of the Ring finish, so let's rectify that, have him go after a Raw exclusive championship. And Triple H, what's the reason for him to come over to Raw? Just put him on Raw. No one's going to say anything. So, yeah. It's not the brand split and how they book it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't add up, and it's just doing more harm than good, especially with all the talent that SmackDown has, especially for baby faces. There's no heels. and you have all of your maybe set heels on Raw, and that's doing nothing for SmackDown, or vice versa. Neither it's doing much for Monday Night Raw. So the brand split just needs to go. If the brand split goes, then that can definitely maybe have somewhat of improvement, at least the consistency of just the week-to-week basis of the storytelling and what's going on.
Right. Now, I hear you, but also if we do away with the brand split, that means that one of those championships got to go. We can't have 2 world championships in one brand or all under one brand. I don't know. It would get kind of weird because then that second world championship becomes a mid-card title.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if you are going to book the brand split, then because that's the problem, fellas, that I have with this company. They don't plan anything ahead. They don't.
Right.
They clearly did not plan this brand split, this draft ahead
at all.
Because Cody Rhodes' title reign is a clear example of that. So where he has to fight his best friend, Kevin Owens, and say, hey, buddy, do you want a title opportunity? It's just, come on, man.
Sure.
It's so bad.
But on the same token, I don't think Cody Rhodes was ever supposed to be champion. We all know that the direction that WrestleMania was going to be Rock and Roman, so they had to pivot without long-term planning, and now we're stuck with Cody Rhodes being Jey Uso on SmackDown.
Because Hunter catered to the fans. That's what you get for
habitual fan listener. Triple H, stop being a habitual fan listener. Stop listening to the fans. Listen to your heart, brother. One more thing I wanted to touch on this interesting episode of Raw was that vignette we got. Fate is woven. Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
What was that about? Yeah, it had like some weird lettering symbols.
I think it's the Viking Raiders, bro.
That's what I thought.
I think that's the Viking Raiders.
War Raiders.
Yeah. People kept saying it was Lucha Bros. I'm like,
I saw that.
No, I'm like, I don't know where you're getting that at. It's the Viking Raiders. There's like a certain code I've seen it all throughout social media. It's like a certain code if you like put those like letters together, it spells out the word war.
Yeah,
and that just brings to me the Viking Raiders. I pray to God that they go back to the War Machine or War Raiders. The Viking, bro. It's such a cringy. You know what name? Like it's ridiculous. So hopefully, and again, this tag division as a whole, like the booking of it is already completely it's bad. It's horrible.
It's bad.
So I mean, the Viking Raiders coming back, cool, right? We like them as War Machine and the War Raiders, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But
yeah, we'll see.
Right. I mean, help is on the way. If the Viking Raiders are on the way, if the Motor City Machine Guns supposedly are on the way, I don't know if they're going to NXT. If the Lucha Bros are on the way, then maybe we can get this tag team division shaken. But right now, you are definitely not wrong. It's very nasty. And then this whole Sami Zayn and Gunther thing. Sami Zayn is obviously going to get his title shot against Gunther eventually. I don't know when it's probably not going to be Bad Blood because we know Triple H only likes to put 4 and 5 matches on these PLEs. But at some point, Sami Zayn is going to get that title shot. Clearly, he's not winning, right?
No.
No way. No. Gunther still got to be champion for the next 4 years at the end of the day. So. He's just doing his missions right now.
All right, like we know how Triple H booked these title runs. Like Gunther's never losing that title. 2027 is when that title will come off of him. But Sammy got to do something before we get to Survivor Series. So I guess that's what it is.
I will say though, I do like how it is being done. At least like the realism of this story. And how talking about the Intercontinental Championship as a whole, right? Saying like, hey, it's the stepping stone to get to the World Championship. Like, hey, I was Intercontinental Champion. Now my next quest is to go after the World Championship, which is a title that I never held. So the realism of that, I think, is very refreshing. Kind of similar like with Kevin Owens, even with the matchup against Cody Rhodes, talking about his win-loss record. You never hear that from wrestlers. Ever. Never, bro. So that part is refreshing, and I do like this new style of Gunther's heel gimmick, just being very like ignorant and just completely insulting you. Like the Bret Hart insult with Goldberg, I thought was freaking great.
That was hilarious.
So I do like this new style, kind of still similar to the original Gunther shtick, but now he's like a little bit more like cocky and arrogant. And the way that they are dragging this out, this title match, continuing to deny Sami Zayn's request. I actually do like the way it is being done, because a lot of times WWE will drag things out, but when it drags out at times, it doesn't really go anywhere, and nothing really gets accomplished. Right. But with this, it makes sense, and with Sami Zayn being in this match, there really isn't many options on the table, unfortunately, on Raw. So,
right. Gunther is becoming a troll right before our very eyes, man. He came down to the ring wearing wrestling gear. He had the trunks, the knee pads, the title around his waist, and I am not gonna wrestle you tonight. That was hilarious. So shout out to Gunther.
Shout out to Gunther, man.
Yes.
But James, we like to do this thing on this podcast where we play a game just to end off segments. Are you down to play a game with us? Would you like to play the game?
Let's do it.
It's time to play the game. Like what's the big boy's name, Cooley? The guy from Instagram? The singing guy?
What is his name?
Time to play the game.
He did a duet with
Whoa, that laugh was crazy. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, my bad. It was an accident.
So, E, what game do you have for us today, brother?
Today we are playing... My bad, hold on. Today we are playing Title Shockers in respect to Jey Uso winning the title unexpectedly. I'm going to be 100% honest. I was totally shocked. Totally shocked. I didn't see that coming at all. So, in respect to that, we're going to discuss random shocking title changes and who saw that coming. Was it needed? Should it have happened? Blah, 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 blah. So, for example, number 1, Jinder Mahal defeats Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in 2017. Was this deserved title change or a random shocker?
This was the randomest shocker. I still can't believe that Jinder Mahal is a former World Heavyweight Champion, but I gotta admit, y'all might call me crazy for it. I was kind of digging the modern day Maharaja. I'm sorry. Like the presentation with the Bollywood boys, the dancing, it was hot to me, but it was definitely a shocker.
Yeah, Backlash 2017, definitely a shocker. Cause Randy, he was on his high horse. He was doing his thing. It was a good run, and Jinder, out of all people, won the title. Shocked
Jinder
me.
Mahal.
Yeah, bro.
That was a nasty.
Man,
that was nasty.
I actually listen. I like Jinder Mahal. A lot of people don't like this dude at all. Yeah, I'm like, listen. What's that? Was like never hinder Jinder, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but look,
we're taking that T-shirt, James.
Never hinder Jinder.
Never hinder Jinder, bro. But look, do I think that they should have thrown a world title on this dude? No. Absolutely not. No, because listen, even though I don't mind Jinder Mahal, there's times to, give this title to somebody that's, yes, I mean, I get it. You want to create a moments, right? Wrestling is all about moments, but even though I like Jinder Mahal and I think there was always a place for Jinder, throwing a world title on him, I don't know. I don't know.
It was kind of crazy. It was out of nowhere. And we all knew what it was. WWE was doing a thing with India where they were having a show there, and they just wanted a champion to be Indian. So Jinder Mahal just lucked out. And he was the sole Indian guy on the roster.
Exactly.
Big man, bro.
Well, that got mildly racist at the end.
Whoa! So, no, that's
number
that's.
Number.
Shout out to Jinder, and everyone.
No, it's just jokes. All right, number 2.
Trying to get me canceled out here.
Sheamus defeats Roman Reigns, WWE Championship, Survivor Series 2015. A Money in the Bank cash-in. Random, or did it make sense?
This happened?
Yes, I actually remember that. That's funny. This was Survivor Series, I think it was. This was Survivor Series like years ago. Yeah.
I'll let you take that one because I don't even remember that taking place.
Yeah, I forgot who he fought too. Who did Roman Reigns fought for that championship? I think that was. Oh God, it was
2015.
2015, yeah.
Whew.
Sheamus, I mean, random probably yes, because I don't. But I mean, it was a fart in the wind. I mean, shoot, Qwan, your reaction is everything that everybody needs to know. Because I mean, that's honestly one of those title reigns to where, and again with Roman, I guess they were in that phase to where they're trying to get Roman Reigns over as that, the big dog Roman Reigns. So they tried to maybe, I guess, play the sympathy card to want to have Roman Reigns, but obviously we knew how that all turned out, so I don't know if that was a part of that.
He was fighting Dean Ambrose.
Oh,
to Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
That's right. Dean Ambrose. Yeah. I'm
gonna say it wasn't needed.
Look, y'all. I'm gonna say anything to say. Everybody's just like, I can't believe.
We're like, this happened. Yo, it sounded like it was unneeded to me. It sounds like it was just a play to give Roman Reigns some sympathy, so fans could cheer him because he was a babyface, but the fans were booing him. Yeah. Did not like him, and this was their way of saying, "Hey, be sympathetic towards this guy. He's gonna get cashed in on by Sheamus, who everyone hates." Now it's funny because ironically, everyone loves Sheamus.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we're having such a hard time going back remembering it, I think that just tells you everything that you need to know, that it didn't really accomplish what it needed to at the end of the day. So
1,000%.
So, I don't know either, man. Like,
Cooley's like, this happened?
I don't remember this at all, so shout out to both them guys.
Love
Don't
Sheamus.
ask me why I remember that, but I do. But I do remember that shit. That's when Sheamus was getting made fun of his hair, like you look stupid type of.
Oh,
run.
you look stupid when you had the mohawk.
Like you look,
okay.
Yeah.
That was Mohawk Sheamus. No wonder
Mohawk,
we don't remember.
Yes.
Yikes.
Number 3, The Rock defeats CM Punk, WWE Championship Royal Rumble 2013.
Oh,
did fans expect CM Punk's long reign to end in a part-time Rock win?
No. No. Now, this made me so mad because this was the height of my wrestling puricism. When I was just a purist, I hated everything mainstream. I was going against all the guys that WWE wanted to push, so I didn't like Roman. I didn't like any of those people. CM Punk was like my Lord and Savior. I love the CM Punk. So to see him lose that title to The Rock, a guy from yesterday, a star of the past, I was so mad. No, to this day, it still was not needed. The Rock did not need that championship to face John Cena. He could have done it without it. So, no. I'm
going to agree with Qwan, man. I'm going to say no. First of all, Scorpion King had terrible CGI. And yeah, man, The Rock did not need that title, bro. He didn't need it, but The Rock's ego, he probably did an audible and was like, I need that to face Cena. And yeah, we had that shocker on our hands. CM Punk did not deserve that loss, and The Rock did not need that title, man.
At all.
So no.
I hated this for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that for Punk, I mean, say what you want about Punk and say what you want about The Rock, it's irrelevant. But for CM Punk, man, the dude at that time was carrying the company on his back. There was hardly anything interesting, maybe a handful of things sprinkled here and there. To not, for a long title reign with Paul Heyman by his side, all of that, to not have this dude walk into WrestleMania as champion is ridiculous. Just to give the title to Cena, right? Just to give him, just like what they're doing with Charlotte Flair in the women's division now, which I can't stand, to give him title after title after title. So yeah, it just was not needed. Much love to The Rock, and I loved the exchanges building up towards that match, but
yeah, it was great.
The result of it is just like, why? And then CM Punk goes on to face The Undertaker, which was fine, I guess, and then completely, and that's when obviously Punk took his balls a few months after he returned to WWE and took his ball and went home, and yeah, it's just, again, say what you want about Punk, but I mean, I'm sorry, for a dude that was busting his tail with that WWE Championship and for that company, and to not headline Mania for that year, I'm sorry, that's a huge mess.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
Punk was the only reason I was watching WWE at that time. Punk and, to a lesser degree, Bryan Danielson were the only reasons I was watching WWE at that time. So they did my man dirty. Did him dirty.
Hate to see it.
Shout out to you, Cooley, for pooping on Scorpion King. That was nice. I didn't see that. That was actually a shocker. Didn't see that joke coming.
Who watches Scorpion King for the CGI?
Right.
Like
It was
98.
definitely, yeah. I mean,
I've been a film baby since 08, man. So you know.
I hate you so much.
All right. Bonus round. We are going. What is your biggest shocker? The greatest shocker of all time that has been rated. Like, obviously, we all have our own. But rated as far as the internet is concerned, the greatest shocker of all time is WrestleMania 30, 2014, when The Undertaker ended the streak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Brock Lesnar.
So that goes down as technically the biggest shocker. But personally, what is your biggest shocking moment in wrestling?
Oh, who wants to take it first? Because I got one.
I got to think about
We'll
it.
we'll start with Cooley. We'll start with Cooley. We'll go James, then go Qwan.
The biggest shocker, because to me, it was the Undertaker joint, but I feel like there was more than that one.
Look, he ain't even got an answer ready. I got an answer ready.
You need more time? Cooley, do you need more
The
time?
biggest shocker in
I would
history.
go with the Undertaker one you had, because that was, I think we did this list before, and that was
We
like
did,
one of my
we did.
top ones.
We did.
Because I was very invested in Bray Wyatt, man. I'm telling you, I felt like he was the one to end Undertaker's streak, and we got Brock for no reason. It was one of those why moments with Vince McMahon. It's like we did not need this, and bro, the dude with the glasses who mean with viral, that was literally me, bro. He was just like I was just stuck, bro. I was stuck. I was like, what is going on? And that's probably one of the biggest shockers in my opinion.
Yeah, I hated that.
James.
I hated that.
Man, I was gonna say Brock Lesnar. That was the biggest shocker for me in the streak. So Ernest kind of took that from me there, but man, even though I wouldn't say this was like a shocking moment, like wow, I didn't see it coming, but I would say more as like a shocking, like wow, they actually pulled the trigger. I would say the Dolph Ziggler cash in.
Yeah,
who won the World
great.
Heavyweight Championship. That was like a moment to where like, wow, they gave him the ball. They actually gave him this championship. And also the reaction too was just breathtaking. It was just really, really good. Because Dolph Ziggler, even to this day, bro, as Nick Nemeth, of course, he's doing his thing in NXT, or excuse me, not NXT, excuse me, TNA. The dude is one of the most underrated performers in pro wrestling, even now at his age. It's not even close.
Is what you're talking about? That was 2013. What you talking
I
about?
believe so.
That was 2013, yes.
Okay.
2013 when he cashed it in on Alberto Del Rio, for the World Championship. So, yeah, I would say to that degree, outside, of course, Brock Lesnar at Mania and against The Undertaker, I would say it's Dolph Ziggler. Just because of, like, wow, they gave him this moment. Now he's on the top of the pedestal. A dude that was like in the mid card. The dude was in Spirit Squad for F's sake. And now here he is as your world champion. And again, just the reaction that he got, the pop that he got when he came out and his music hit. Yeah, that's for me, that was one of the best shocking moments in a good way.
Right.
Solid choice. It was on the list. It was number 8 on the list.
Qwan,
what you got?
So I got 2, and these 2 are probably obscure, so they're probably not on the list. But one of my biggest shocks that was in a negative way was WrestleMania. Bryan Danielson versus Sheamus. Daniel Bryan comes down to the ring, yesing. He gets into the ring. He gets bro kicked and loses in like 14 seconds or something ridiculous. I was so pissed. But what happened after that was obviously the greatest thing ever, because all the fans got behind Bryan Danielson and they made him a star. So shout out to WWE for fumbling and getting that wrong, but somehow getting it right at the same time. But my biggest shock in a great way was CM Punk beating John Cena at SummerSlam, blowing him a kiss and leaving through the audience with that world title. I did not see that coming.
Was that Money in the Bank? That was
Money in the Bank. Yeah, that was definitely Money in the Bank.
Oh,
not SummerSlam, excuse me. Money in the Bank. That was such a shocker because I thought CM Punk was on his way out of the company. I thought he was leaving. Now maybe this news was like open to everyone, but I wasn't very much on the internet at the time, so I just didn't know. I really thought that CM Punk was out of there. So him winning and blowing the kiss, that was storytelling at its finest.
Nobody got Kofi on their list?
We knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. As soon as we saw Brock Lesnar standing across the ring against Kofi Kingston, we knew what was going to happen. We didn't know it was going to be 6 seconds, but we knew Kofi Kingston was not leaving SmackDown with that title. You was there. You was in the audience.
Yeah, man, I was pissed.
Was that the first episode when they were on Fox, by the way?
Yes.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah,
it sure
was there, man.
That is all I have. Great job, guys.
That was dope.
Thank you. That was fun. So, James, we're going to let you go. But before you do, please, again, tell the people about Ruthless Talk. Tell them why they should be tuning in. And we will definitely put a link to your channel in the bio of this video so they can go ahead and check that out.
Appreciate you. Yes. So once again, Ruthless Talk is the name of our podcast. I am the host of Ruthless Talk podcast, as well as my co-host, Brian Thomas. Again, shout out to my co-host, Brian Thomas. Again, you can check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can check us out on social media. That is Ruthless_Talk. If you guys like people that are straightforward, that don't sugarcoat, that just go straight to the point, then we're the podcast for you. Some people like to call us negative, too critical, but I feel like a lot of it, at least for me, is justified, right? Again, I love pro wrestling. You know, all I want to do as a voice in the community is to be that voice to help the company get better, no matter how big and how small. I want to use the platform to just, again, be that helping hand, to be that voice, to just, again, make professional wrestling what it could and should be. Of course, I'll throw out my opinions out, every now and then, but I also like to talk facts, statistics. I like to bring up television ratings because I feel like that tells us a lot about fans' interests and where the company and where professional wrestling and the product is. But it's all from a good place. It's never from a place of hate or negativity. It's all just about honesty and just also having a certain standard. My standard for $1 billion conglomerate company is very high, as I know it is for my co-host Brian. If you like that stuff, man, some people love it, some people don't. But if you want to be a part of the community, feel free to do such. Again, Ruthless_Talk. That's our social media. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts is where our podcasts are located. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me on. This was great. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for being on, man. And Wrestling with the Homies community. Do us a favor. Go check them out, man. Go check them out. James be on. I see him on Instagram every day spitting that reel. He be going crazy.
Them reels be hilarious, dog.
The Jada Parker dance. The Jada Parker was crazy. That was crazy. You're too good at that.
I appreciate that.
But definitely go check them out. Go check out Ruthless Talk. And James, again, thank you for being on, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
are
man.
definitely
Appreciate you guys.
Indeed.
Salute.
All right, we back, and that was fun. That was interesting, man. James always has some interesting POVs. You know what I'm saying? He a numbers guy. I be on his Instagram, his TikTok. He be spitting venom on them TV ratings, bro.
He know his history too, for sure.
Right. How do you feel about WWE's TV ratings right now? Not to go off on a tangent, but it hasn't been looking pretty against Monday Night Football. Do you think that speaks towards the quality of the show, or is it just is what it is?
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't even care about the ratings. I just care about the product. Yeah, I don't care. Like, I just care about what I'm watching and what moves me. To be honest, WWE's gonna do great regardless. At the end of the day, man, whether it's football is on or if it's off. So I want to know what's going on
the
during
show.
That night.
Yeah, I feel you. Cooley's more of at the end show person. So I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to TV ratings, it comes to merchandise sale, it comes to like all those little statistics, I care. I care a lot. And I hate that I do care because it should not have an effect on my fandom. Like, if the show is good, that should be all that matters to me. But on the same time, I care about wrestling so much that I want wrestling to thrive. So when I see these TV ratings doing great, when I see the merch just selling, it makes me feel good knowing that the thing that I'm so invested in is doing well. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's different when the thing that I love is doing terribly. The ratings are falling, the audiences are falling, the merch ain't selling, because then we got to figure out why. It's like being a Laker fan, bro. Like, obviously, I love the Lakers, but I don't want to just see a good game on TV. I want them to win. So when I'm watching WWE and AEW, those are like my teams. I want them to win. I want them to succeed. I don't want to see them doing bad. So it matters to me.
So basically, you're telling me that you've been struggling all year with AEW?
Absolutely, bro. Seeing AEW's audience fall, that's not fun to me, dog.
It's been falling all year. I'm like, dang, bro, that CM Punk effect is real.
Right.
It's real.
Bro, if I start watching Laker games and the arena is only 30% full, I'm not going to feel good about that. I'm going to be like, damn, why aren't fans coming out to see the Lakers play anymore? Like, what's happening?
Genie Bus.
Exactly. Genie Bus. Sell the team. Sell the goddamn team.
Yeah, man. I don't even think I'm going to watch the Lakers this season, low-key. Like, I'm just over sports, bro. Like,
Come on, bro. But anyway, man, let's get into some fan chatter. So this comment comes from our homie Bello, Bello. He says, in terms of, Jacob Fatu being pushed too fast, he says they are pushing him and Braun Breaker too fast. It's to the point where I don't expect neither of them to lose anytime soon. It's funny you say that. Because Braun Breaker just lost.
Yeah, just lost. I mean, I agree with him. Braun Breaker, he's been around only 6 months. But I really, truly think it's because they had to pivot, with the Brock situation, and they didn't know what to do. And he was the next one up as far as, being the next Brock. So, of course, they just put the title on him. And I believe they didn't have anybody else to put the title on. And here we are with a 51-day reign, and now it's over. So I don't know
51 days.
Yeah, 51 days, and I don't know where it goes from here. But, yeah.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro. I don't think there's a such thing as too soon. When it comes to wrestling, you just got to push that button, and whatever happens, happens. If it fails, it fails, and if it goes, it goes. But you got to push that button. You got to start somewhere. You can sit around and plan for things and, like, try to – what's the word I'm looking for? Try to predict when they'll go and then plan around that, or you can just do it and see what happens. When Brock Lesnar came on the scene, they didn't just sit on their hands and wait till the right moment to push him. They pushed him right off the bat, and they let it either sink or swim, and he swam. Now, sometimes we see guys come in like A-Train when he was Lord Tenzai, and they just push the button right away, and it fails. It flounders. But, hey, you got to do it to know what the result's going to be, man. Can't just sit on your hands all the time waiting for the right time. Just go.
Yeah, but also Braun is a Nepo baby, so I don't know if that plays a part on why people think he's getting pushed. So
I'm sure it does. But then again, like, the Steiners ain't never really been like that in WWE. Like, it ain't like the Steiners is running shit. Because The Rock, The Rock and that NOI family is running shit in WWE.
Yeah.
But the Steiners, they was beefing with Vince McMahon and Triple H at one point. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like being related to them is obvious, like, gonna get you in the door. Come on, man. What we doing?
Oh, man. Scott look like a person that threats people, so I don't put anything past him.
Hey, Scott Hall's son is killing in college right now. That boy will be in NXT in 2 years. I guarantee you that.
Scott Steiner.
But did I say Scott Hall?
Yeah.
Whoa. Shout out to Cody Hall, though. I'm sure he's doing his thing somewhere, too. Like, I haven't seen him in New Japan lately, so I don't know what's up with him. But rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Not me butchering Scott Steiner. My bad. Like R-Truth used to say, my bad. And I got another comment. This comment is from Chris Omega Wilson. And again, it's about Jacob Fatu being pushed too fast. Chris Omega says, Rikishi feels that after a title match with Cody this early, there's nowhere to go but down when he loses. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. If Jacob Fatu does wrestle Cody Rhodes one-on-one, he's absolutely gonna lose. It is what it is. We're all gonna be upset about it. We're gonna cry about it, but he's gonna lose. But a loss ain't stopping nobody's career. Losing to Cody Rhodes ain't the end all be all in wrestling. You can lose to Cody and still go on to have a great career, bro. Why do we act like everything hinges on these wins and losses? They don't. There's more nuances to wrestling than just who wins the match at the end. Way more nuances. I've seen guys lose matches and still be standing tall at the end. We saw Giovanni Vinci lose to Apollo Crews, but when that segment was over, who was standing tall? Who was the crowd booing? It wasn't Apollo Crews. It was Giovanni Vinci. So y'all got to stop wrapping y'all heads around these wins and losses. There's more nuances to wrestling than just the final result.
I definitely don't care about wins and losses. Solo, if I can remember, lost to John Cena a year ago.
And now he's the tribal chief.
Where is he at now? Yeah, like, where's he at now? So it's like, we can say that, but At the end of the day, none of it matters, man. I don't see Jacob fighting Cody no time soon, though. Maybe next year.
Right. I think these are just teases. They teasing it, but they're not gonna give it to us yet.
Yeah.
Ain't even a cheap yet. Like Cody got to go through Roman and Solo first before we even get to Jacob Fatu. They just teasing it.
Yeah.
Damn, calm down. Sure. Internet, calm down. Y'all always mad at something. Calm down. Shit. Yeah. Anyway, Cooley, you know what I'm gonna ask you because I ask you every episode. You got anything you want to get off your salmon pink chest before we get out of here?
On Wednesdays we wear pink. I'm just excited like always for the rest of the week of wrestling. I'm still excited for TNA, man. I'm really drawn in.
I care about TNA this week. You don't care about TNA this week.
I'm really drawn in, man. There's been so many good matches and video packages. Yeah, pretty much.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for, bro. I'm excited for that Vince McMahon doc that's dropping tomorrow. Let's get it.
Tomorrow, we're gonna see.
Cat Williams, close the door, please. Cat, I don't know what you did, but it's nasty out here. This could be bad for WWE, bro. This could be bad depending on how this goes. You know this stuff always turns into a witch hunt. They get Vince McMahon out the paint, and they're gonna be like, all right, who next? What did HBK do in '95?
So
what did Triple H do in '92? Like we know it's coming.
You think that Netflix just signed a deal with WWE, and then they gonna drop a documentary that ruins WWE? That's what you think?
I don't know what to believe, though, Bo. I don't know what to believe. I don't think it's on purpose, but I know how fans are. When something is falling apart for someone, the fans jump on top of it and dogpile. And then once that person is done, they look for the next thing to go after. So right now, it's on Vince McMahon. The focus is going to be on Vince. But then they're going to start to question, well, who else can we get? What was Triple H doing back then? What was HBK doing back? And then we're just going to see craziness.
Triple H might not have a plan, but I know who does have one. I ain't saying it's a good one, but the CEO of Netflix is definitely at least a year out in the way he's thinking.
Right.
At least.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Can't wait.
Tomorrow should be fun because
I'm gonna watch
that
it
Vince
either way,
McMahon doc is out. Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, we are gonna get out of here again. Thanks for James from Ruthless Talk for being on this podcast. Go check him out. And we'll see y'all later. I'm gone. Peace.